So you're the number one caller in the world. You take it away, son.
Who have you been talking to? Hey?
Robin.
Yeah, that'd be right.
But she didn't say caller either.
Robin.
That doesn't matter.
Well, we're just waiting now for the participants here this afternoon to clear the oval to get what I would suggest will be a cracking final quarter of football.
Who's going to win? Come on.
I reckon the upset of the year, mate.
The upset of the year?
The Panthers.
I think North can come back and hold on. There you go.
Just a bit too quick
We're
for
not
him.
talking to you.
Big man fly from that guest video. Pie and Jervy's sharked it beautifully there from the Weiss tap out. But again, that big fella there, that needle that he got, Kamosi, he's been a bit stiff. He's been pinged there for holding the footy. And the Tasik now a chance.
He's been good.
He's kicked two, the big fella. Just pops it up to the square. Plenty of bell post hill defenders there. Ground level working hard was Fisher for the Pies. Quick kick out of defence. That was okay. Looks there for Popovsky. But the old Popper couldn't quite get there in time. Happy to see it out of bounds. Left forward flank about 50 metres from the North Geelong goal, right in front of the electronic scoreboard here at St
Disciplined defence here. They just dropped in that hole in front of Dig Toddy Elsie, didn't they?
They certainly did. Ball back into play. Now a chance. Plenty of defenders there for the Panthers. Comes back to Kamoski. Over the top he goes. Good work there. That was Rizmoski. Hand pass looking there for Law. Robbie Law. He would absolutely be Chateau Yolumbid, I'd suggest. If he hasn't had 40 touches up to three-quarter time.
Chateau, what? Be careful.
Chateau
We're on the radio.
Yolumbid.
You know, you can't swear on a radio.
Well, he's absolutely dominated. Let's hope he can continue for the final 25 minutes. As we see now, coming through strongly there was Dylan Fisher. Didn't take the footy. The Panthers, though, working hard. Oh, that rushed behind.
2 points.
Could be a costly one. And it just brings the margin now back to 2 points. So 10-8, 68. North Geelong 11-4, 70. And we've been travelling, I'd suggest, 2.5 minutes of the final quarter.
Out it comes now. Big kick out. And it's a good mark out there. I think that could be... Who's the boy in the white boots? It might be... who cares anyway?
Yeah.
He's got a good,
Washington, I think
mark.
you'll
It was
find.
Joel Washington. He comes out towards Muir, I think. Or out it goes now towards the half-forward flank. It's a contest out there. The Bell Post Hill boys in the van. No one can pick it up now. The North Geelong defence has been superb all day, and McKnight puts it up towards Hesselwood. And he'll get a free kick, the big fella. Comes in now, little chip pass onto the wing. They've left a couple of blokes unattended here, and North Geelong go into the forward zone. It's a shocking kick. And a mark taken down there. He's
Great slips catch.
He's hurt himself, actually. He might have hit his head on the ground out there. And that's that same boy that took that mark. Who was he?
Yeah, it looks like Robbie Law.
It might be Robbie Law, actually. He's been terrific all day. They don't want him to get hurt. It's a funny old kick. He's just popped it straight up in the air to a North Geelong player in Nolan, who's been equally as good. Nolan plays on now and has a bounce. Puts it up towards the half-forward flank, but it's a bad kick, and gives the Bell Post Hill defenders a chance. Again, another bad handball. Out comes Grossman. He can't pick it up. No one can pick it up. Now the Bell Post Hill defence try to scramble it towards the boundary line, but Nolan's in there again. He's been terrific. Puts it up towards Toddy Elsie. He overruns the ball, gets pushed off it a little bit, and the Bell Post Hill defence come out now. It's a kick towards the wing position. There's a race for the ball. North Geelong lead in that race, and it's on over the head handball there by... I think that was McDonald, but it's come back now. Beautiful play out here. It's come back to Martin Yu. Martin Yu puts it up into the forward line, but great defence down there by the big number 55 for North Geelong in Carrickasay.
Should have gone to the square.
He probably should have. And there's a boundary throw in the forward pocket, only about 20 metres around from the Bell Post Hill goal. In it comes. Rodriguez is going to go in the ruck, but Hesselwood comes over the top and punches the ball away. Matty Jones picks it up. Can he kick on his left foot? Yes, he can, but I'll tell you what, it is a shocking kick, and it goes in towards Washington. Washington, he's got a lead. A bloke come from the centre of the ground. I think it might have been Lentini. Lentini puts it up, and Rodriguez! He's taken another one in the goal square, Rodriguez! And he's been a fantastic player for the Bell Post Hill Panthers. He's going to be put on a pretty acute angle. He's going to do a Tommy Hawkins and come in and boomerang it. In he comes Rodriguez, boomerangs it right through the middle, and that's the one they wanted, the Bell Post Hill Panthers, Ronnie Brain.
5 goals in a grand final. That's the first goal of this final quarter. And Bell Post Hill are the recipients of it, 12-4-76. North Geelong 10-8-68.
Geez, they made a bad blue letting Martin you just run down the corridor with not a bloke within 45 metres.
It's going to be a test of mental and physical toughness here. And I noticed there's a few Bell Post Hill boys limping. Robbie Law, young Martunu, not 100%, but have they got the mental strength to get them over the line? I'd suggest at the minute they're full of run. Well, 8 points lead over the favoured North Geelong Magpies.
Mate, you hit the front in a grand final last quarter. All those limps and aches and pains, they all seem to disappear, Ronnie.
They certainly do. 5-minute mark at the final quarter. Anybody's game of footy here this afternoon. Hope you join the call on 94.7 Pulse FM in conjunction with Buckley's Cup and Guest Media Productions. Robbie Law again, possession number 41, goes up the half forward, looking there for Kuzmina, overruns the ball, chance now for the Pumpkin, picks up, good support there by his teammate in McDonald. But again, the little runners of Bell Post Hill chip in, goes inboard, good unselfish footy and finds Gav Carter. Just chips over to the flank now, looking for his teammate in front, too strong. And that's a great grab. And I think you'll find that's...
Don't look around. Go back and have a shot, son.
Kazina again. He's kicked a couple this afternoon.
He didn't unnoticed in the first quarter, and by crikey, he played a good 2 quarters after that. He's continuing on that way in this last quarter.
Well, he's in the left forward flank. He's probably 45 out. 45 degree angle. This will test him. The big fella down in the square.
He's been around a long time. I reckon he can nearly kick this.
Well,
it's a shocker.
Well, Ford was in front of the pack, but it's been rushed through.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, that was a very tired kick. And there's a few tired boys out there. 2012 reserves Buckley's Cup Grand Final margin now. Back to...
Then it comes from Nolan, and he gets it back. He's been a good player, Nolan, as he heads out towards the outside of the ground, and Longstaff, I think it is, has got the ball in the back forward pocket. He hasn't got much to kick to at the moment, so he roosts it up towards the wing position, but the Bell Post Hill players are right on top out there, force it out of bounds. They can't, and it comes out, but it comes back to Bell Post Hill. Nobody can pick it up. They're tired boys in this grand final. The favourites are behind. I tipped this, Ronnie. The favourites are behind. In it comes now.
In your dreams,
in me dreams. Oh, there's a pack forms, and umpire Brad Smith says, give it to me. And this little bloke, Rasmussen, he's coming back on the ground. He shouldn't have been off in the first place, Ronnie. He's had a great game. Up it goes.
He certainly has, Grub, but ball is in the right position for the Panthers. It's a half-forward flank, about 60 metres from goal. And... 50. No, it doesn't have to be the winners. 57. Just write it down now.
He's got Robert Ball.
We're by a street. Ball. Umpire said, "Give it to me, fellas. We're going to have a bounce down."
How's that?
Big men fly. Heselwood, good dump down. Got it to the direction there of his teammate in Zane Britton. But again, umpire said, give it to me, fellas. Players from both sides, Grubby, pretty well knackered.
Well, they are, Ronnie. They are. So are the commentators. We've had a big day.
Yep, 8 minutes gone to the final quarter. Margin 9 points. Bell Post Hill with their accuracy in front of goal. They've had, 17 scoring shots to 18 for North Geelong, but are leading by 9 points, and they control possession of the football at the moment. Bring the ball to the members' side of the ground. Good work there was from Matty Ellis. I think the shimmy takes the ball now at half forward. Chipped over the top. Kick not a good one. North Geelong under the pump. Oh, Rodriguez. Geez, his anticipation is sensational.
Yeah, he's worked hard down there too.
Well, anyone who kicks 5-2 in a grand final has got to be considered to be just about BAG for mine.
Oh, I must admit, I've only done it a couple of times myself, Ronnie, but you would have done it a few times off the half-back flank.
Well, again, Heselwood does well for the North Geelong side. Got it to ground, working hard there. The co-captain, Paul Longstaff, does well for the Pies and is happy to see it over the line out of bounds. As we said, 9 points to margin. 9 minutes gone to the final quarter. Ball right forward flank. About 45 from Panthers goal.
Matty Jones in there trying to get it out. He can't quite get it out. He's looking for a free kick, but McMaster's been around too long for that. And I tell you what, I know Jason, when we come on, will have a bit of a crack at me, but this umpiring has been absolutely fantastic here today. There's no doubt about that. As the big fellow Heselwood tries to get cops one for his trouble in the ruck. He's not happy about it. And he'll get another bounce here as McMaster comes in and says, give it to me, boys. Clear it out a little bit. The Belpost still don't need to clear it out. They can bog it up a little bit for a while and keep the lead. They're 9 points in front in the grand final in the last quarter. Heselwood gets a big two-fisted punch. Comes out to, that little bit Razmoski. Razmoski's put through! That could be the sealer, and he's played a ripping game, Razmoski. Magnificent play, and that's put them 15 points in front, and I tell you what, that could be the end of proceedings here unless North Geelong can get it out quickly, Ronnie.
Well, Nicky Razmoski kicks his second for
Everyone
the
knows I
afternoon.
know nothing.
And a very handy 13th goal for the Belpost Hill Panthers. And I tell you, Chrissy, Billy Baxter and Tony Dawson, the reserve grade coaches, and I suppose Billy McCall, the president, would be very, very pleased with proceedings so far. We've been going 10 and a half minutes.
Tony Dawson used to play at Werribee Centrals, but we were that good at the time he couldn't get a game. But
that was when you were president, Grub.
Yeah, assistant coach.
Well, ball back into the centre, and again, Belpost Hill with too much run. Their little blokes have cut them alive here this morning. Well, this afternoon, ball now. Chance with Belpost Hill. No, North Geelong's McKnight. Lost
you have to pay that one, and he did.
High there was Gav Carter.
I'll tell you what, this Razmoski, I reckon Law's best on the ground, but this bloke ain't far behind him.
He's right there, mate, right there. It's a photo finish. Hold it. Chips over the top, yeah, DC, that's Washington.
Right.
Yep, he's
been
played
good.
a fair game as well. And he just chips back. Yeah, they've decided to put the bag in the hat, I think you'll find it.
Well, the idea now is to man up if you're North. Man up and don't let them do it.
Well, margin, 15 points. Big mark there, Heselwood, good grab. And he just steadies proceedings down at half-back. Goes in board, dangerous footy. Oh, stopped then. Didn't really commit himself there was Adrian Bacolo. And, well, his second effort's okay, so that sort of squares the ledger. But very haphazard. The left hand.
I think he lost it in the sun.
You're going to stick up for it, Grub, are you?
Well, he's been good all day, so that was uncharacteristic.
Okay, ball now again. Nicky Martin, who goes well. Up there looking for Kazmina. Was he pushed out of it? Umpire said no. Chipping in now for the Pies. Good work, Anthony Wilson. Goes short and finds Woodhouse at half-back. Out of sight of the ground. Chips down wide. Looking there for his teammate, but couldn't... he spilled it, Longstaff, and that's the co-skipper. Kick off the carpet. That was good play there from the old popper for Belpost Hill. And, yeah, they've got a good sprinkle, haven't they, of youth and the old veterans of Belpost Hill. And
a few similarities in the way they play to their senior side too. They haven't minded the chip kick out when the pressure comes on, and they've done pretty well at that too. As they go now, Belpost Hill, they're looking to put the finishing touches on the year 2012. Martinez is in the van, but it's beautifully spoiled by the North Geelong defence, and it goes out of bounds over the line, about 20 wide, 30 metres around from the Belpost Hill goal. 13-5 to 10-8. Up it goes. Kicked out of the pack. It's a big mid-air shot, and it goes over to Big Ford. Big Ford, he's been in everything. He's probably lowered his colours when he's been in against Bull Weiss, but he's kept on trying, and he's been a valuable contributor here today. And Big Ford will try to put the icing on the cake here. Ford takes his time. And you might as well take your time. Run it down off the clock as well. In he comes Big Ford.
40
puts the
metres
right
out.
boot into it. The umpire goes across. He has a good look at it. He says, no, it's just missed. Away they go. The North Geelong boys have played on straight away through Nolan. It comes out. Comes out over here to Lansbury Low. Lansbury Low sees a good position there, and he gives it to McDonald. They're not done with yet, the Maggies, as McDonald, it's a shocking kick. It gives the Bell Post Hill defence every chance to spoil, and that's exactly what they do, and the ball rolls over the line and out of bounds, right at the interchange on the wing and the members' side of St Albans Oval.
Well, 15 minutes gone to the final quarter. And the Bell Post Hill causing an upset here this afternoon. 16-point leaders over the North Geelong Magpies. Ball member side centre wing.
Head high.
High tackle. Yep, I think you'll find young Woodhouse gets the free kick for the North Geelong side, who are desperate, having lost only 2 games for the season. Sitting on top of the tree. Looks like, history could be in the making. Bell Post Hill from 4th spot, having lost 6 games throughout the year. Could cause the upset of season 2012. In the back for mine. No free kick forthcoming there was to Gav Carter. There's been a whistle on play now for a high tackle. And Carter, who's caught one, a bit slow picking himself off the ground. In fact, it's Robbie Law. Robbie Law now just elects to go backwards. And they're going to run the clock down. Goes out wide there to his teammate at half back in Justin Jamosi, who's been pretty steady too. The left footer, high ball now to centre wing, looking there for Tiny, the big fellow in Nathan Morlag. Couldn't get a handle on the footy, it's off hands out of bounds. Right in front of a very, very big crowd of people here this afternoon, enjoying the great conditions here of St Albans Reserve. Ball now with, that was Basely, the co-captain of Bell Post Hill, tapped it over his head. Nolan's there for North Geelong. Again, good pressure from the Panthers in Washington and Basely. And we'll see the ball back out of bounds in front. Good work there again from Tiny. Over the top of the ball in Gavin Weiss. Jamie Weiss, I should say. Umpire said, nah, we'll have a bounce down. Packet of players they're pretty tired, Grub.
Oh, they're tired, all right. It's a stop to a walk. It's been played at a frenetic pace, this game, and it's stopped to a walk. They're dog-tired,
16 and a half minutes gone. Nolan's put down young Martinu. No free kick off the footy. In fact, it was Miller. Now a chance. Oh, Washington.
Oh, that's a send-off. That could be a send-off and a yellow card.
Well, a little bit of frustration from Brett Nolan.
That's a yellow card, I think. Yeah, off he goes. A little bit uncalled for at this time of the afternoon, but...
Well, that's sort of relinquishing. The siren hasn't sounded yet, mate. We've got probably 8 minutes of footy left, and that's going to cost them the grand final.
Well, I'm not quite sure it is, because I think they've already gone.
Well, I think that's probably what Brett Nolan thought too.
Well, that's obviously the case, and reminds me of Travis Ryan a couple of years ago on Travis Thursland. At the same time, I think a big coat hanger. Unfortunately, Travis did it in the first or second quarter, but he's very groggy, the boy. Look at him. He looks like he's been out with Cogsy on a Friday night. He's as groggy as hell. And he has to come off the ground, and I tell you what, that doesn't all look good for... I think Brett Nolan's season may be starting a little bit late in 2013, Ronnie?
Yeah, absolutely. Unnecessary, because the game has been in very good spirits throughout.
Well, it has, and I think probably if he was going to do it, he probably should have done it to Robert Law in the first quarter, and the result may have been a little bit different.
I'm sure it would have been.
They've got the 50 metres as well. And they've got to play with 17 for the last 8 minutes. So things don't look too good for the mighty Magpies. Robbie Law's going to get the kick, and he's gone backwards. And he's gone back to Razmoski, the 2 best players on the ground. He gives it over to Basely. He's going to take his time, Basely. Oh, look at the boy. He doesn't look too good. He's coming in front of us now, and he's as groggy can be. And you don't like to see that. But it goes back to Razmoski. Razmoski now, he's going to hold it up for a while. He's going to go back to base. It's keeping's off here at the moment. For God's sake, man up, you blokes. Make him kick it long. He's going to do that now. No, he's gone for another chip kick, but it's to a contest. Oh, the big fella, Morlag. He's come from behind and taken a ripper. Right in front of the commentary box, right in front of the camera. If you're going to take one, that's where you take it. He puts it up towards the full forward position. There's a bit of push and shoving match. Comes out Rodriguez. Could he kick another one? It's done a wrong and then a googly, and it's missed everything. and it's gone through for a point, but it looked like it was going to go through. Out they come already. Woodhouse takes the mark. He puts it back towards Hesselwood. Hesselwood and Morlag again. Hesselwood has to go the punch this time. Recovers the footy on his own. Good play for a big fella. And Martineau, he picks it up now. He puts it over towards Carter. Carter goes back, but there's no one home for Belpost Hill, and Perry, who started off the game beautifully. Perry, not a good kick, and it's gone straight to Belpost Hill. And Ronnie, I think the fat lady and Dick Philpott might all just about sing, I think.
Well, great work there. That was Latini, the laser beam, and got it to his teammate, who just plays on and just chips over to Bacolo at half forward. Member side of the ground. Chips back again. Belpost Hill just winding the clock down, and they can afford to do so. 20 and a half minutes gone to the final quarter, and they lead by 17 points. Just chipping the ball about. Good work again, the laser beam. Takes it off there from the shimmy in Matty Ellis. The laser beam in Matty Latini goes up the centre half forward. Lovely kick. And a chance here. And I think you'll find it could be Ash Whitney. He's kicked 2 already this afternoon. It's been quite a live wire for the Panthers. He's kicking from 50 metres. Pretty much in front. Breeze coming over his right shoulder. The drop punt. It's a high ball. It didn't make terrific contact. Falls into the pocket. Guess who? The 55 Guernsey. Cosina.
Eloise Cosina. That's one of Eric Nichols' favourite names, actually.
Well, he's had a pretty good afternoon too. He's kicked 2.
Well,
Been a real focal point up there at the pocket.
A bit quiet in the first quarter, and all of a sudden he announced his presence, and he's been good ever since. And it just shows you how good Belpost Hill are. Blokes like Robert Law and Whitney, they get a game in just about everybody else's side in the seniors.
They must have a good senior side, Grub.
There's no doubt about that.
They're red hot favourites in the big game.
I would think so. I won't say red hot, that's going too far, but they would be favourites. Here he comes. Umpire doesn't move. He says, that's right over me head. And if it wasn't sealed already, it is now. Because Belpost Hill are going to go on and win this Buckley's Cup Grand Final here at St Albans Reserve. I'm not trusting that scoreboard. That imbecile can't even put up quick enough. What's the score on it?
Well, it's 14-7, and that's 91 points to the Belpost Hill Panthers. And sadly, 10-8-68 for the North Geelong side. And I think the heat has had a very big bearing on proceedings here this afternoon, especially after half-time. The little brigade of the Panthers have just shown them a clean pair of heels and have just edged forward above their, bigger, stronger built North Geelong Magpies.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about it.
Great work there, Jamie Weiss. The bull, he's been terrific. But again, there's the siren.
The siren.
It's all over. Season 2012, the Buckley's Cup to be presented to the Belpost Hill Panthers. Congratulations to Billy McAuliffe, the President, Secretary Tamika Wood, and the reserve grade coaches in Chris Billy Baxter and Tony Dozen. Premiers 2012.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind. I know who you're going to pick for the best player on the ground, and I'm going to agree with you this year. We don't often agree, but I think you're going to go for Robert Law.
Yeah, mate. And, proof was in the pudding, mate. My pen, I've run out of... I'm on my second biro. 45 possessions he had, Robbie Law.
Oh, you're making that up.
Yeah, but it sounds great, doesn't
it? It sounds fantastic, and I tell you what, he probably did anyway, because he was terrific. Look, you got to have a few honourable mentions. Razmosky was terrific.
Yeah, I tell you what, for the Belpost Hill side, let's go down in the sequence that I felt. 57, Robbie Law.
Yes.
64, Nick Razmosky.
No doubt.
Number 40 I tell you what, Nick Martin.
Very, very good.
Very good indeed. And a couple of your defenders were pretty good as well. The shimmy, Matty Ellis.
Terrific.
And that big fella, the Justin Kamosi, the 37, who come up for a jab. I thought he'd done a quad or something in that last quarter. 10-minute mark, and he comes back out on the ground again in 5 minutes and kills them.
Well, he was all right. I won't agree with you on that one because I'm an argument anyway. I can't agree with them all, so I won't agree with that one.
And you got a Tiny, the big ruckman.
Tiny
a screamer in front of us.
He got killed all day.
Yeah, I know, but you've got to mention him because he had a crack.
Well, he had a crack, but you'd have to say Bull Weiss was the big ruckman the dominant ruckman on the ground for the North Geelong.
Yep, Joel Washington, DC as I've been calling him, because look,
he was terrific.
Look, they've had good players all day, but what about Rodriguez? You haven't even mentioned him yet.
Well, I was waiting for him because he's the coup de grace. He almost stole.
Keegsy, the skipper's kicked 5 in a grand final and you haven't even given him a plug.
Well, he almost stole.
You need to wake up yourself. Fair dinkum.
Well, you went down from top to bottom and you left him out. I was going to put him at number 2. I put him in between Razmosky and Law. There you go.
Okay, let's do a quick resume. For North Geelong, though, better players for them. Yeah, your Brett Nolan.
Nolan was terrific.
Was great. The big ruckman for mine, I liked Justin Hesselwood's game, and the big bull, Jamie Weiss. They were great contributors all day, and the co-captain, Paul Longstaff, played well. Goal kickers, first of all, for the Bell Post Hill Victors here this afternoon, Justin Rodriguez. Kegsy kicked 5. 3 goals to the old mate, Aldo Rosina, 3. 2 goals apiece to Nicky Razmosky, Ben Sid Muir and Ash Whitley. For the Panthers, for the North Geelong side, just quickly 2 goals apiece to Brett Nolan, Toddy Elsie and of course Luke Vitasic.
Yes, he was good early. Finished up in defence to try and plug a few holes, but I think the game was over. Now, they are going to present the Buckley's Cup, and it will be presented by the biggest man in local football, Mr. Dick Philpott.
Well, yeah, apologies to Justin Rodriguez, the skipper, and nickname Kegsy. I love him.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Razmosky
and look,
but look, all day for consistency.
Lentini was good too.
Lentini, the laser beam. It was just a great team effort, and the difference was, even though they lost the aerial contest, their groundwork and the occurrences from the centre of the ground, all set up by Robbie Law and of course Nick Martinu. Sensational.
You're right. And I think we have to also mention the magnificent job done by Billy Baxter and Tony Dozen. They were down early, they didn't panic, they stuck to their game plan, and in the end they won the day. So they coached very, very well, and good luck to them.
Good on you, Grub.
I reckon we better get out of here and let Jason and Eric get a saying about the seniors. What do you think?
I think that's a marvellous idea. Hope you've enjoyed the call of the reserve grade Buckley's Cup Grand Final. An upset. Interesting to see what happens in the big one this afternoon between Bell Post Hill and East Geelong. But hope you've enjoyed the call here on 94.7 FM in conjunction with Guest Media Productions, Ronnie Brain and
Grubby-cations, and we'll see you all again next year when we do it all again, Ronnie.
Keep function.
League Grand Final between Bell Post Hill and East Geelong. Looking forward to what should be a fantastic day's football, and live and exclusive coverage on 94.7 The Pulse throughout the afternoon between the Panthers and the Eagles. East Geelong coming from 5th position, just about done and dusted in round 18, and they've made their way through to the Grand Final. And Bell Post Hill, 5 Grand Finals in a row, going for a 3-peat. It's going to be a fantastic day. Huge crowd here, as you would expect for Grand Final day. The ground is in absolutely sensational condition, and the weather is fantastic. Overcast, not a breath of wind, and fantastic conditions for both sides to go at it this afternoon. We're looking forward to what should be a fantastic contest between Bell Post Hill and East Geelong. As I welcome, as always, and he's really looking forward to Grand Final day, as he always does, Eric Nichols. Good afternoon to you, Nico.
Good afternoon, Jace. Yes, it's fantastic to be here on Grand Final day, and you're right, Grand Finals are something special. And I guess any of us that have played or coached or been involved in the playing aspect of footy, to play in a premiership decider is the ultimate of what your footy's all about. And to win one is just sensational. And you've hit the nail on the head, Jace. There's absolutely no excuses today, and it'll be interesting. We've seen the red-hot favourites go down in the reserves. North Geelong top for most of the year and have gone down to Bell Post Hill. What does it leave us for the main game?
Yes, North Geelong 10-8-68, Bell Post Hill 14-7-91 in the reserves. Grand Final, Buckley's Cup Premiership to the Bell Post Hill side, who finished in 4th position on the ladder this year. Had some ups and downs during the season within their team, but have taken all before them and have come back from 4th position from the elimination final to win the premiership. Fantastic effort, and as Eric said, North Geelong finished on top of the ladder, had the week off, had a very good victory in the second semi-final, but couldn't reproduce on the day, and the Panthers have won. So they're going to make it a double today, or they're going to miss out in the seniors, and there'll be another upset, because the majority of people think the Bell Post still start favourites, but a lot of word, a lot of money, and a lot of, I think, support for East Geelong, as is always the case in football. The underdog is always the one that you usually try and support, Eric, but if you're not aligned to either club, many people at the luncheon today thought that East Geelong might get over the line, but it's going to be a very close tussle.
Oh, no doubt about that, Jason. And when you've gone through with the history of the last 5 years of Bell Post Hill Footy Club, played in 5 in a row, they've won the last 2, and it's a magnificent performance. To stay up for that long is so good. But East Geelong, on the other hand, they've been involved in all but one of those years as well.
Four grand finals,
so
that's right.
They've got performance on the board, and there's no doubt in the wide world that they'll make a game of it. And you're right, at the luncheon, there was a little bit of, not 50-50, I guess about 70-30 in favour of Bell Post Hill. But on television this morning, I fixed Grubby up, I reckon. I put a very compelling case for East Geelong to win. And I think a few people have listened to me, because at the luncheon they were quite impressed. They thought I did it pretty well, but you never take the coaching out of the coach.
Well, I'm also very impressed, because our man has got a tie on. He's either going to a wedding or a funeral. He must be, because he can't be at the football. He's got a tie on. He's done the twos. He's fired up. He's got a red can in front of him now. He's had a couple of green cans too. I see that.
Yeah, I love the lime.
Love your lime. Good afternoon to Richard Grubby Cations. How are you, Grub?
Good afternoon, boys, and I'm pumped. That was a great game.
It was. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm pumped, and I'm looking forward to a big game here this afternoon.
Well, after this morning, yeah, you've put a pretty good case on board for Bell Post Hill to win.
Well, I think what I did probably more than that was put a big case on from what an imbecile I am, I guess. But
I think we all knew that, didn't we?
Grubby, all in all, it was a lot of fun. I hope the people who did view it realise how much we love our footy and how much we love trying to bring a show to the supporters of GDFL.
Well, you're right, because I think the main thing is you don't take yourself too seriously when you're mucking around, but we try and deliver what the people want when we talk about the football and who's winning and who's losing, and I think we managed that too, or you did. Me and Dick didn't sort of talk much, but at least you managed to talk some sense this morning.
We got a I guess, Jace, we need to mention a milestone. Mark Bushfield, who I would imagine you and I have called a few grand finals in GDFL, and he's been involved in a few of them. Mark Bushfield, the central umpire, retiring after today's grand final. I'm reliably told that throughout Victoria he's umpired 687 senior games of footy, 287 in Geelong Football Umpires League, and he began in 1982. So to Mark Bushfield, the best of good luck today. We saw him last week and had a bit of trouble with the sun and what have you, with his cap and his dark glasses. But today he's on the job. It is a grand final, and along with James Stevenson and David Chaston, the central umpires, we wish them well in the big one.
Well, you're a hypocrite, you are, because you will send Bushfield out, you two blokes, with the biggest shellacking, I'll bet you, and I'll be sticking up for them, because I think they've got the best 3 umpires going around, and look forward to a great display by those 3. And I must add, a great display by the reserves umpires in that last game.
Well, I must say, Grubby, I went to the umpires at 3/4 time of the reserve on your behalf and wished them well, because I said you were the president of the umpires board, and they accepted that gratefully.
I bet they did.
There's too much man love going on in this box, I tell you.
All right, let's pick on someone. Who are we going to pick on?
You did enough of that in the twos. Now, East Geelong out on the ground doing a warm-up. The umpires are out there going through the seconds presentations at the moment for Bell Post Hill. Rob Law, who we've called a few times too in GDFL football, won the best player on the ground in the reserves grand final victory for Bell Post Hill. And well done to Chris Baxter and Tony Dawson, and also to Justin Rodriguez, the captain of Bell Post Hill for the reserves. The biggest man in football getting up representing Buckley's. He doesn't miss a trick, does he?
And he's been up there for about 10 minutes. They can't shut the big mongrel up.
And they can't get too many more on the platform.
No,
and he's very disappointed too, because he's not singing the anthem this year.
No, he's not.
The national anthem.
It's sung by a beautiful young lady who has a relative in this in this commentary box here today.
I didn't know you had a daughter, Grubby.
No.
No, Georgia Nichols, Eric's granddaughter, singing the national anthem today, so she's pushed the big fella off the perch, which we like. He's never recovered, you know.
No, he hasn't, and I tell you what, you see that every single Bell Post Hill player up on the dais, and yet it sagged more when Dick was up there by himself.
Bell Post Hill out on the ground now also, so both teams out, the umpires are out.
Risking head and shit, never giving it.